Hi folks, it's me, Mr. Revolutionary, and I just thought I'd give you a little review on what I thought of Aliens vs. Predator. Now, first off, I'd like to point out that I'm a big fan of the Alien and Predator movies, so I'm going to try to make this review as unbiased as possible. Okay, first off, I'd like to talk about the single-player campaign. Now, the Marine missions is my favorite. It's my favorite part of the game. And the controls are similar to Halo. Well, similar as in you can't use iron sights, which is kind of bad, but you know, you get used to it, so. And, okay, first off, I'd like to point out the environment. Now, the environment and the atmosphere the game creates is great. It's wonderful. Probably the best part of the game, because it really sets the mood and the tone, so that like if you're creeping along, then you know it's the nicest part. Just let me just take my word for it. Now, one thing I want to say is about this game is to play it on hard or nightmare if you're really hardcore, you know, because you really can't get the full experience without playing it on hard, or you know, at least, because it just it doesn't. It really makes you try. This game really makes you put forth effort to beat it, which is what I like about it. It's really it's not like too difficult, you know, because you play it. But the thing I like about it is you can die without even knowing what kills you. So you have to play again to find out what it. Anyway, but you'll find out. It's a great game. Now, one thing I like about this game is the versatility of the weapons. Now, it doesn't matter what weapon you use in this game, what gun, because no matter what it is, it's a great gun. This game probably has my favorite assortment of guns that you'll ever see. Well, my personal favorite anyway, just because the guns are so great. I mean, you got the assault rifle, which is probably the best assault rifle I've ever seen in any game. The shotgun, which is the best shotgun, I have to say, because it's the most powerful gun and it's probably the easiest to use. It's a great gun. The sniper rifle, again, great. And it's probably the easiest sniper rifle to use just open-sighted, because you know you use halos and it's you know, got that tiny little dot. You can't hardly it's the hardest to use, you know. Well, this sniper though is super easy to use. It's almost easier to use open-sighted than it is in the scope. And okay, the only thing I don't like, well, the pistol obviously sucks. I mean, but you hardly ever use the pistol. But the one gun that I don't like in this game is the flamethrower. Probably the worst flamethrower I've ever seen in any game. It's just so short range and lame, and it takes forever to kill something with it. But I mean, it's not a bad gun. It's okay. I mean, if you the only good thing about it is that you have a ton of ammunition for it. So so that's a good part about it. But the thing about this game though is that you really have to be patient when you're going through it, because otherwise you won't get the full experience. And number two, it's a lot more fun, I guess you'd say. Because you're trying to, because anything can pop at you at any moment, so it's really nice and fun. And the other thing I like is the variety of gameplay, because it starts you out slow, and it really builds momentum, and by the end of the game you're scrambling. It really builds suspense. That's what I have to say. And another thing I like to talk about is the health system. It's really cool because it's really different. I've never seen anything like it in any game I've ever played. I don't know if that's just me, but it's unique. I don't want to tell you anything about it, but it fits my playing style anyway, because I really like how it's set up. And the Predator health system is the same thing, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, the Alien campaign now. Now, it's not as good as the Marines. It's my second favorite though. So, but it really requires a lot of sneaking around to, you know, to attack your enemy and stuff. And it's a cool experience when you're the alien. you know, because you really have to strategize and plan your attacks before you attack. So another thing is you move really fast, so it's the most maneuverable character in the game. But so like in the other campaigns, like in the Marines and the Predator campaign, you're gonna have a hard time hitting these aliens. I mean, because they crawl so fast, and so it's hard to hit them. And the health is a little different. I like the Marines better though. Health's not a big issue though. And there's not much else to say about it. It's the shortest campaign, so. Okay, anyway, now I'm going to talk about the Predator, and this is my least favorite, and I'll tell you why. Because the Predator just seems so wimpy in this game. I don't know if it's maybe, but you know, in Predator, the first game, I mean, he just seemed like no one could stop him. Well, until Arnold Schwarzenegger did, but it's in this game you die so easy with everything, and the weapons are kind of an issue. See, because you start out with the plasma, you know, the whatever you call it on the side, the plasma gun or whatever, but the thing is, it kind of sucks. You think it'd be the coolest gun in the game, which it's cool, but it kind of sucks because it don't. If you want to kill something, you only get about 2 shots to do it. If you really want to kill something, otherwise you can tap it, you know. But then it's got this wimp. It's just kind of wimpy, and you gotta charge up this thing all the time. Like no matter where you go, you always gotta charge your plasma thing, because it runs out in like 2 shots. And then the weapons, you don't get them until later in the game, so it kind of, I mean, he can carry the most weapons, but you start out with the least, and you go. It's like you finally find the weapons later in the game when you really don't need them, when you needed them earlier. So it's kind of a drag, I guess you'd say. But another thing is, it's really hard to kill the aliens as a Predator. I mean, you're going to be using your hand-to-hand combat most of the time, and the aliens can see you even if you're cloaked. So, and when you're fighting the aliens, though, you're going to have to hit them 1,000,000 times with your wrist blades. And it's just kind of a pain. So, and it is the hardest campaign. For me anyway, because if you get even close to the Marines, they see you. You really have to sneak up on them. You really have to sneak up on everything. And the thing is, you get shot. You're pretty wimpy. I have to say, your health is low. I don't know if you get like an armor upgrade later or what, but I mean, I haven't unlocked one, so I don't know. But I don't know if it's some special thing, but. It's just you're so wimpy and you're. Anyway, enough about that. Alright, but overall it's a fun experience because you have 3 campaigns, and so you play each one individually, and it's fun. So, and it's a nice change of pace, this game, because all the other games, you know, this game really stands alone, I think. Well, maybe not stands alone. I mean, there's other games that have been like it, I guess, but it's a nice change of pace for if you're playing Call of Duty or if you're playing Halo. This one's a nice one to go off to, because it's a sci-fi game, you know, aliens versus Predator. But the thing is, sometimes in the campaigns, actually in all the campaigns, for me, it was hard to find where to go. I mean, you found it, you know, pretty quickly, but for the first Marine mission, I was stuck outside forever. I had no idea where to go, because you start out in the colony and you can go anywhere you want. So you don't know where to go next. I mean, not anywhere you want. All the doors are locked, but you got to find the one unlocked door. And maybe I'm just stupid, but anyway. And another thing I want to talk about, the multiplayer. Multiplayer is really fun. My favorite mode is Infestation, where you're the Marines and you're fighting one alien, and if the alien, it's like Infection for Halo, but with aliens and Marines. And another thing is in the multiplayer experience, it's fun. It's just fun. Anyway, I have to say, I don't want to ruin anything for you, but you have species team deathmatch, you have all kinds of death matches. So anyway, that's my review. It's a great game. It's Aliens vs. Predator. I don't know if it's worth $60. Maybe wait a little bit before buying it. I bought it right away because I'm a big fan. But maybe if you're not a fan, if you, I mean, $40 is probably what I would pay for it if I wanted to wait. So if you have the patience to wait, probably wait till it gets to 40 or less. And you might want to wait a little bit anyway because there aren't a lot of people online right now. So, I mean, I am. So if you want to play with me. But anyway, that's my review. Thank you, viewer. And anyway, my overall experience was good. So yeah. All right. Talk to you guys later.